Alright, hi guys, my name is Vic, Poeticlyskuac, Victor, whatever you prefer to refer to me as. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 2-video thing, 1 video this week, 1 video next week, and it's going to be based on rapport. This week the focus is going to be isopraxism, so it's going to be a little more body language based. Next week I'll probably throw in a little more auditory tips as well. So the first thing I want to talk about is the isopraxism, and I want to kind of give you a general definition, and that general definition is to copy their behavior. And copying their body language and their behavior. And what I mean by that is you can copy anything when it comes to body language. If somebody puts their hand out like that, you can put your hand out like that, and you're copying exactly what they're doing, right? Another thing you can do is you can go ahead and you can take a drink of water right after they take a drink of water. That's something you'll see at parties a lot of guys. A guy, the most attractive girl in the room, look around how many guys will take a drink right after she takes a drink, probably within about 40 seconds. A lot of guys. And it's what they're doing is they're trying to build, or whether they realize it or not, is they're trying to build subconscious rapport with the person. They're saying, hey, we're alike, I'm like you. And it can work out, but a lot of times if you don't know what you're doing, then you just kind of, you're copying her and you don't do anything else. You don't show yourself as a strong sexual mate. So when it comes to isopraxism, I want to talk about a few different features, and one of those is breathing patterns. Believe it or not, you can match their breathing pattern and almost hypnotize them. You can have them fall into sync with you from a breathing pattern, and that actually works really well. When you have sex with somebody and you build that type of connection, right after you have sex and your breathing starts to be less erratic, and even sometimes when it's still erratic, you guys could be matching the same breathing pattern and just laying in bed, and your lungs are just inflating at the same speed. And it's kind of weird, but it's cool to me that's how you can fall in sync to the point where you're just laying in bed and you guys are completely alike. The next thing besides breathing, is I kind of generally talked about it, was gestures. And by gestures, I mean a girl does this, you can kind of make fun of her and do this. And you do things like that, and you're actually building a rapport because you guys are starting to be alike. And she may not realize it, but you guys are starting to be alike. And salesmen a lot of times use these type of tactics where they copy your body language. You might take a drink and they'll take a drink right after. And they're doing that to build rapport. Some of them are conscious about it and some of them are unconscious about it. It really just depends on the person. When it comes to isopraxism, you can do those two things. Sometimes it's as simple as a glass of water. Other times it's not. Chapstick is one of my favorite little portions of game, because I can walk into a bar and I can see which girls are attracted to me through isopraxism. And when I walk into a bar, and I might stop if it's a smaller bar and look around, and I just look to make eye contact. Okay, she's cute, she's with a guy, blah, blah, blah. You kind of look around and you make eye contact if you can. If you see a lot of attractive girls, when you make an entry and you get to make eye contact with several of them, you can actually, build an attraction right then and there. I've put chapstick on and watched girls follow. I'm going to tell you a couple stories using the isopraxism. One girl, in this case, this one's chapstick related. We were dancing on a dance floor, and she put some chapstick on. And right after she put some chapstick on, I put some chapstick on. And she, within a few songs, she had showed some obvious attraction before that. But to me, it was kind of difficult in a dance club. It's always kind of difficult to decipher which signals are for who. Especially when it's packed, because we all have to touch somebody we don't want to touch in some cases. And when it came down to it, she watched me put chapstick on right after, and she danced up on me, right? Within a few songs, within 6-7 minutes. A few songs in a club is really 5 or 6 minutes, if the DJ's any good, that is, because then they're switching through beats quick. And then after she, after that happened, we had built rapport just by that. We just danced in rhythm together, and we copied each other from that standpoint. Now, that's not the only story I have regarding it, but here's another opener that I used, and this one worked pretty well. And I had a friend who was attracted to this girl, and she was super cute, tall blonde, and I watched her sit there, and she just looked like she was a bitch. She sat there and she's all upset and sitting there, center of the universe type of girl. And I watched her sit there, and my friend goes, well, I'm going to go talk to that girl. And I go, okay. And he goes to talk to that girl, and she just ignored him. She was an asshole to him, straight up. And I walked up, and all I did was this, guys. She was sitting there like this, and I walked up, and I just was like, can I have a bad time with you? That's all I did. And she opened up to me, and she started talking, started leaning in, started putting her hand on me. All of that based off one easy start. I don't even know if she could hear the words I said because it was really loud in the club. But she did try and talk to me, and she did make sure we had a conversation right after that. And so she started, that was my opener, just to go stand like her, nothing else. And I mean, I had a little bit of a witty line, can I have a bad time with you? But to me, that's, that was probably barely even heard. And the next thing when it comes to it is, I want you guys to realize that standing like somebody and sitting like somebody can be very, 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 very... standing and sitting like somebody, like one of those girls, can also build rapport, and it works pretty well. A girl, a lot of times when she's on a date with a guy, will start to copy his body language if she's very attracted to him. So what you can do is you can start copying her body language, and she'll realize, or she may not realize it, and then you guys will fall in sync, and then you can start to take the lead. And what I mean by that is, say you start to copy her body language for a little bit, and then eventually, you start taking the lead, you start doing things, and she starts copying, you start taking a drink, and she takes a drink right after. And that actually is a tactic that works really well on dates. If you guys are having dinner and you guys are sitting there looking across, you can start to copy her body language, take a drink a little bit after she takes a drink, and just kind of copy her. And very quickly you will build a lot of rapport, you'll build a lot of tension, and it'll be very, very easy now. But what you guys need to realize is these are things that you guys have been doing, you guys just didn't realize it. Another thing I kind of want to mention, I'm going to be brief about this because this video is already far too long, and I want to talk about is when it comes to speaking, you can speak in rhythm, and you could speak at their same tone and their same speed. So you speak with their rhythm, and what I mean by that is they'll kind of have a certain swagger to their words, and and you just kind of copy at that same speed, that same rhythm, you kind of roll through things, and then you kind of want to talk about the same loudness. I actually am a soft talker so that I can get them to come to me, because normally I can build enough attraction that they'll come closer to me and they'll start saying something in my ear. And when you do that, you're doing really good, because I don't lean into girls too often. I'll pull them closer and I'll be like, I can't hear you. But when you start doing those type of things where you start copying them from a breathing standpoint, from a gesture standpoint, from an action standpoint, from a behavior standpoint, and from how you guys talk and sound alike, you guys are truly falling in sync. And with not David Givens, but Perper, his PhD said when his final phase of courtship before sex was falling in sync together. And so this is something that you're, very important, and once it happens, it's a very good thing, and it's what we do to build rapport in every relationship. So don't just use this for courtship, guys. You guys are standing with your buddies, or you're standing with somebody you don't know, perhaps you're in an interview and you want to make a good thing, you can start to copy their body language as well, and they'll start to like you, and it works pretty well. So you guys, there's quite a bit of little shenanigans tools. I hope you guys enjoy. Have a smooth night. Thanks.